This one is called Feels Like a Song. Feels Like a Song. Okay.
If you could only send me a wink tonight, thinking of you, holding me.
We love these types of chord progressions and bass lines in this. I get it. We're trying to make catchy music, that's cool.
Hours of the night.
Lovely Hammond organ there, lovely tail into that.
Why do you have to be so far? Why does every word that we speak feel like a song? Thinking of you.
I cannot explain how much I love the addition of that wop 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 kind of bass synth. I think that's what makes the song for me. A lot of these elements are things I've heard before across the time I've been doing these reviews. The guitars or the drums and even some of the vocal melodies there. The guy's got a distinctive voice, don't get me wrong. But a lot of these vocal melodies are things I've heard before. The inclusion of this really fun kind of almost wacky kind of womp 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 kind of synth there. It kind of stuns you a little bit and it kind of lulls you out of the expectation that the rest of it is just going to be what you've heard before. We need bits like this within a track to really make it stand out and be memorable, so we're off to a good start with this one.
Long talks that feel like a song. Oh, if I could only be dancing with you tonight. Ooh, why do you have to be so far? Why does every word that we speak feel like a song?
Why does every word that we speak feel like a song? I think that's a cool way to end the chorus. I think that's an interesting thing to consider. Sometimes life can feel like a theater show, with you putting no effort into putting it that way whatsoever. It's just the way drama unfolds.
I know.
I'm not necessarily saying, by the way, that I think this is intrinsically like negative. You know, sometimes you can have that kind of situation where things are beautiful and glorious and enjoyable, without, you know, why and make it sound like a song. I'm not saying there's intrinsically a negative type to that.
Good nights and sweet dreams of sleep we can live over. What ifs and possibilities.
I've heard those sort of endings in like songs from the Beatles and other bands, and I like that we have ba 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 ba. We've obviously you know, Cantek Batur has obviously had a lot of experience. I mean, I think he's been performing since he was 13. He's been involved in music for a really, really long time, a lot of his life, and it shows. There's a clear experience there. There's finesse within his songwriting and composition, clear consideration of where we need to go in regards to interesting stories. Like, but not just the stories with the songwriting, but also the way he expresses himself within it. I'm like that kind of way of entering a chorus isn't necessarily something you hear all the time. A lot of people just don't have the guts to be able to start with a sound as opposed to like a spoken word kind of thing, you know? See what I mean? It's fun. It's fun. It's like we're asking, right?
So far, you whisper low and you lift me high. Every word that we speak feels like a song.
Really? We did that. I like that. I like the audacity of putting that in. That was fun. I like the fact that we're messing with different elements of this kind of acoustic rock pop stuff over the last 20 plus years, and we're melding it to suit the flow of it and the general vibe of it, and I kind of, it makes me smile. Actually, it makes me smile. It's just, I don't know why I didn't expect it, but I didn't expect there to be a sudden drum beat with the vocals coming up on the sides and that slow build with the automation and entering back into the chorus. It was a genuinely kind of sick way of going, a sick in a good way, by the way, a sick way of re-entering this section that we're quite familiar with by this point, you know? That was a pretty dope little drum fill we had there as well, man. We'll pause in a minute. Yeah, we're extending this outro. Okay, cool. All right. A couple of things. I really enjoy how we're arpeggiating the guitar chords as opposed to just strumming. I think that the arpeggiation of these chords and the rhythm section makes it a bit softer and allows for more room for the other elements of the mix, like the backing vocals or the backing choir that's come in alongside Cantek. Again, we are allowing that range with the bass and the drummer being able to do those fills and the tail end of each half or quarter of the hook. I like the fact that we're not trying to control the different elements too much. We're not trying to sterilize the performance to fit into a box. That boo at the end was not a sound I was expecting to hear at the end of the song, but it's what we got. I did enjoy Feels Like a Song just a little bit more than No Rituals. The elements to me connected a little bit more better, like what we were talking about melded with the almost silky smooth nature of the chorus and all that, you know. That's obviously a subjective thing, by the way. Not everyone's going to agree with me on that, and I think that's the fun part about music is that despite the fact I'm a music reviewer, I don't expect everyone to like agree with me on it, you know? It's cool. You know, we talk about the lyrics. If you could only send me a wink tonight, it sounds like a love song, holding kissing me past the wee hours of the night. It sounds like, I wouldn't say necessarily a ballad, but it's one of those cheesy kind of like love songs from the 70s and 80s and stuff like that, where we're looking back across the history and again, bringing different parts of the history, the tapestry of our contemporary music into this album. Thinking of you rocking it out, long talks that feel like a song. Oh, if I could only be dancing with you tonight. I think that's sweet. I think it's sweet that that we're explaining and sort of communicating that intimacy there. Why do you have to be so far? Why does every word that we speak feel like a song? Oh, it's hard letting go. Good nights and sweet dreams of sleep we can live off. What ifs and possibilities. I'm assuming that this isn't about a breakup necessarily. This is maybe about literal distance. Or maybe emotional distance. Maybe they connect really well on some levels, but they can't necessarily connect completely. So he's like, yo, why can't we just have the full picture, you know? Let me dance with you tonight. Let me take you on a twilight ride. Let me climb to the stars with you because I only feel free when I don't have to be. I adore this. I think that was a great way to finish before that drum and bass lit outro there. Nice to elaborate on that. You know, we're talking about the dark and the fearless mind. Let me live my dreams with you with no crossroads. Just like a song, you know? Why does every word that we speak feels like a song? Well, it's because your love is poetic, you know? And that's a beautiful thing. I like that we're asking the question, but also I like that the song answers the question within itself. It's a nice twist. This was a really well-written song. I liked the combination of the instruments, the textures they provided, and colorations with the major and minor tonalities. They helped to simplify among the other elements. Like, you know, if you have too many extended harmonies and there are too many extended chords and arpeggios, it gets a little bit too fiddly, you know? But we kept things simple where it needed to, whilst allowing certain musicians to extend themselves in a way that made sense with the music and enabled a continued sense of musicality. But